Man, I tell you, that was some good pizza, man.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I mean, it's a pizza woman, but
Whew.
she delivered
She
that
was
pizza
good.
and it was good.
Oh wait. Yeah, it was good.
She was good at delivering that pizza.
She just delivered it right up.
And there are now 3 Dr. Peppers on this table.
You are playing with fire.
My roadcaster is living in fear.
He might actually shake right out of its table.
Poor guy.
Something spills, I'll just flip it.
Hey, if that other phone
Turn
is
it over.
plugged in, unplug it.
You destroy all the other equipment, try to flip over the roadcaster.
This guy
Because
here.
that's the ring that we were recording earlier. It's the black thing over there that has the faders and buttons and
Oh, the
knobs.
sparkly stuff? Sparkly stuff?
Sparkly.
Brought to you by Dr. Pepper.
That word doesn't
Not really.
mean what I think it means, does it? You mean like the thing that's lit up?
Ooh, can I have soda?
If there's some left. There may not be
That might
anymore.
be I think I got one of the last ones, so.
I believe I have acquired the last Dr. Pepper.
There's Sprite in there as well.
Oh, there's Sprite. There's also Kool-Aid. Is there some more Kool-Aid?
Yeah, there's orange left. A little bit of lemon lime.
Lemon lime. I mean, yeah.
Live and learn. What?
Get off my lawn! Sorry.
No,
Stupid
stop it.
trees.
Stop it. That was a harmless bush that you just yelled at for no
Oh.
reason.
I've been yelling at shrubbery all day. But no, really. So, on yelling at trees, we have a thing that we like to do, and we're going to do it now. And that's where Corey, who is a known sociopath, shares with us the
Certifiable,
vivid,
actually.
terrifying details of one of his recent dreams, which he has while sleeping and then immediately writes down onto his phone occasionally.
Yeah.
Every time he tells one of these, I have to kind of. I think back to my first experience hearing one of these, and I just want to shout, Genghis Khan! So much fun.
Luckily for us, he doesn't remember all of them. Because, yikes.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to turn it over to the other Mr. Page in the room.
All right.
Turn the page.
This one I have titled Chaos Crusade. So
Wait.
this will be fun.
Chaos?
Yes. So I start off on this monster island. It's very just straight square shaped and surrounded by like a river. But it's also directly attached to the mainland where there's a huge town. So like the river goes around it in a square, but immediately on the other side of the river is like the mainland with a giant town.
That's not how islands
I know
work.
it's just called Monster Island because
okay.
all the monsters are there on the island.
Because they're afraid of rivers, so they stay on the island.
And the word peninsula.
I suppose. The river is very large because of
You're
other
saying
things I'm
the
going to
river
go
runs
through
through?
and
almost
tell you about.
ocean-sized.
So, well, I guess not. It's been a while, so I'm kind of reading this and going through it as I.
It's been long
Read it.
enough since our last episode that Corey's dream is no longer familiar to him.
So what I just said kind
Did I
of
just
goes away
write that
because I wrote down that it's way too small for the Godzilla-sized monsters that reside there.
Oh, yeah.
So what I was just saying about the river being
So
really
annoying.
large so they don't get over it is kind of not right. So I'm on the monster island. I'm in this small temple, and an older man with the face of a lion is bestowing upon me a grand quest
I hate when
and
they bestow.
demigod-like powers.
Ooh.
Yeah. So right off the bat, I've already got powers and a mission, so it's fun. So my mission is to stop the chaos that is about to flood the world. The chaos is said to originate from a giant monster and has been building up and is about to erupt. So he says his enchantment, and I start glowing. And
I have a question before we get too far into this. The old man, is he speaking Japanese?
no,
Okay.
Is his mouth moving at a different tempo than the words that are coming out?
I doubt it, but it
Okay.
is the face of a lion, so it may not match up with English very well because it is a very cat-like face.
I'm just asking.
Did he
'cause
have
the
a lisp?
giant Godzilla-like monsters.
I don't have all the details because it was a
Okay.
long time ago.
Okay.
But you can probably assume a few things.
His name was Rob.
That's assuming too much.
So I
Likes
start
pancakes.
glowing. I'm in a.
I'm assuming that he also smells of peppermint.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Peppermint. Okay. Anyway.
Lemon pancakes.
So I'm in very light armor, and it now feels like I'm almost weightless as I'm glowing. And as soon as he's done with his
Wait, what
little
are you?
enchantment,
You're glowing
He's
like
glowing,
a light bulb,
He's glowing
yeah,
along.
he
Okay.
says his enchantment,
Okay.
and I start glowing.
Yes.
not like
Like,
When he did the bestowing thing, that's
yes,
when the
bestowing
glowing
of the
started.
power,
Yes.
and
I'm keeping
so
up.
bestowing
Yeah.
leads to glowing. Got it.
accurate.
Bestow glow. Get it.
So as soon as he's done, the whole place starts to shake, earthquake style. I ran outside the temple to a clearing where big Godzilla-sized monsters are running around through the trees, all scared like, and oh hey, there's Godzilla himself passing by.
Nice.
So yeah, lots of monsters,
Yeah,
and it's like,
that's the
oh,
sound he makes.
that's actually Godzilla.
Godzilla.
So, but then I realized that that's not the source of the earthquake. A giant mountain of dirt starts lifting up in the distance on the mainland, kind of catty-cornered from the island.
Because of Godzilla's faith, it moves mountains.
It's the
Look at
giant
his feet.
chaos monster waking up. It looks like Godzilla, except it has no tail, and its head looks like a battle axe with the blades coming out where ears would be, and its face is very flat in between them,
Nice.
kind of demonic looking.
Cool.
So it starts its way towards the island. It's laughing as purple blobs of chaos are floating off of it in the air.
Whoa.
I always wondered what chaos blobs would look like.
Purple.
Purple.
I
Purple.
guess.
Got it.
So the chaos it mostly hangs there in the air without moving, except where he swings his arms like water droplets kind of in space. And he makes it to the river, but he's big enough that he just wades across it. And Godzilla, who is usually one of the monsters that's supposed to beat the bad guy, is less than half of its size.
Wow.
And it's scared. The Godzilla is scared and starts running the other way.
Is it? How do you know it's scared? Is it like chewing on its claws or something? You know? Or
It
Yeah.
as I'm trying to picture this story back in my head, I think it like notices it and is like and then like
oh, the
starts
eyes
to
get
run.
big
Yeah,
and it just, like trembles and it runs away.
Yeah.
So cartoon scared.
very cartoony
Not
scared.
like
Yes.
tail
Yeah.
between his legs, like a
No.
like a dog.
Like nope, I'm not messing with that guy.
Do not do that.
I could hear the Dr. Pepper last time I held it up next to the mic.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Tell us what you think, Dr. Pepper.
so the demon monster, the big one, starts talking in English, and says it's useless to run and you cannot defeat me.
That answers the Japanese question. He's
Yes.
talking English.
So Godzilla makes it into the river on the other side and tries to go
Overdone.
underwater. The demon follows and is laughing at him while polluting the water and air around him with the chaos.
Nice.
So I run towards the action and I jump onto Godzilla's back because I've got my powers and I can leap. Haul.
Jump.
Tall buildings. Got
yes. Yes.
it. Trains, something like that. I don't remember. Do you have a
Super
lasso that
gory.
makes people tell the truth?
Yes. And he's also wearing a thong.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
So far, not. I think there's another description of what my stuff looks like in later, but
Do you have a tiara at
No.
this point? Okay.
actually, I think later I mentioned that it's like a hoodie. So my
Still
sacred,
rocking that hoodie?
my sacred chaos armor is a shiny hoodie or something.
Yeah.
You chewing on the strings?
Amber, Grumpy, and Fitch, right?
So I jump on Godzilla's back. Oh, it's a
thought you
big
said
leap,
it's
but
it.
I've got powers now, so it was kind of fun. So this demon is chasing us around the island while laughing at both of us now, because I'm on Godzilla's back and he's in the water circling the square island, and the demon's in the water just
Wait,
walking
no,
behind
no,
us,
no, no.
chasing us.
Circling the square island.
Yes, it's exactly. I'm going around the
He's
square
square
island
dancing
in the
around the
river.
aisle.
Yeah.
All right. I get
Anyway.
it. Like so, like one side of the river is flat, and the other side of the river is curved, so it's circular, but the island is square. Got it.
Something like that, sure. Anywho.
It's a
where was
dream.
I? So he's chasing us around and laughing at both of us now. It must have seen me saying things like, "What can a puny mortal do?" And
Ooh.
when we get back to the side of the
But I
island
thought
in the
you were
river,
a demigod.
Mm.
He doesn't.
I
know
was
that,
a human
guess.
before.
Okay.
I
Like Demi
guess.
Moore God, more like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So we get back to the other side of the river that's between the island and the mainland.
This is the straight side or the curved side?
This, I suppose
straight
this is
is it?
straight side.
Okay. Okay. So it's the island
Is
side.
it plumbing level as well?
Yeah, yeah,
It's the
I
side
gotcha.
where the big monster crossed the first time, where the
Alright.
demon crossed. And so we get to that part, and the Godzilla decides to dive underwater, even though I'm on his back.
Oh gosh.
It's just deep enough for him to be submerged, and he starts digging at the bottom, like trying to burrow into a small hole that doesn't really hide him, and he curls up all scared like.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yep.
So the demon stops before us and starts telling us the only thing that can beat him is an ancient creature that was his opposing force of nature, and that he killed it ages ago.
So like an order dragon, if he's like a chaos demon.
Well, next I saw a picture of it in my mind, because of my powers or whatever. It was a picture of a phoenix type of beast. And before the chaos polluted the
pretty
water
close.
I was in.
Phoenixes are cool.
Yeah, especially after they die the first time.
Yeah,
And they're
because that's the whole thing, is they come back.
Oh, Firebird.
So he killed it a long time ago. It should come back. Anyway, so before the
By the way, if you are listening to this podcast, it is because of Anchor.fm. Anchor is a free app in the App Store for any mobile device. There's also an app on the computer and a web interface, and it lets you record your podcast right there on that device. You don't have to use like sophisticated Pro Tools or Logic or a mixer board or any of that fun stuff. You just hit a button and you talk about what you want to talk about.
I like it.
I like it too. It's really exciting because you can make a podcast and it distributes it to like 12 or 15 different podcast services all at once on their end. You don't actually have to like go submit it to iTunes or something like that.
That is super convenient.
It is super convenient. It's great. And you can do sponsorships, so you can do like little promotional commercial type stuff, and then they give you some money.
Yeah.
Which money is nice. It gets things and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. Highlights. Free app. Easy distribution. Instantly record.
Done.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
So before the chaos in the water that was polluting the water as he was walking in it, before it got to me, I swam like a torpedo to the other side and jumped out of the water. I was on the city side now, and looking back at the island where the blobs of chaos floating all over it, and the demon was making his way back to the middle of that island.
Ah.
And I put a space on.
So are you like a cross between like Superman and the Deep now? Because you can like, so you're super deep.
It's so deep.
I guess I'm still finding my powers as I come across them.
Nice. I like that.
Because there's more powers later that manifest. They're pretty sweet. So I decided it's going to be best to figure out more about this ancient creature, so I head into the town where I'm immediately stopped by a swarm of police.
Man,
You mean like
never around
Sting's
when you
band?
need 'em, but
Or
then-
like,
Like,
they're
actual
like,
police.
hey Godzilla, don't stand. Sorry.
And they have pretty futuristic weapons and stuff for the kind of town it is. Because it's like a fantasy old...
So there's a town on the square island too, or are you?
No, I'm on the mainland
Okay.
side.
Okay.
Um,
It's where the old man that gave you magic powers lives.
no, that was on the
That was on
island.
the island in the temple.
There's
Come on,
there's
folks.
too many
Keep
places
up
in this
here.
story.
So the leader of the police there turns out to be my sister.
Of course.
She's a typical hot-headed cop who thinks she knows it all. As I wrote it down as a description.
Actually,
of
that
her.
just might be the typical sister. That might just be the typical sister, though. If you
You've
think about
just described women. That's not mean.
So they take me down to the station for questioning. The station is...
it. It's like giant critter isn't like a tip off that maybe something else is
Yeah.
more important than
Listen,
whatever you're doing.
demigod, we have some questions for you.
All right.
So they take me to the station. The station is a small building, kind of pyramid shaped from one side, so like it had a big slant on it.
There's a lot of geometric shapes in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corey dreams mathematically.
Gee,
Maybe.
I'm a tree. Shout at me.
Get off my
Shout at
lawn!
me.
So yeah, it's kind of pyramid shaped on one side, and on the inside there's a rectangular space to the left filled with cliche detective desks, and straight ahead is a staircase that goes up with 3 landings, and across those, oh, I lost my place, follows a floor of offices on each one of those that match the pyramid shape going down to the right.
Yeah. You know, it's
I
hard to
love
make
all
it's
of
hard to make desks out of cliche, but
Well,
It's kind of an art.
you know, like every cop show that you see has just the
I
bullpen
wonder
or
if-
whatever
Yeah,
they
the
call it.
bullpen
With
area.
desk.
I wonder if all this detail is going to pay off on some level, or if it's not part of the story at all after we
We'll
mention it.
see.
That's right.
Because I really don't remember how I wrote it down. So it may just
It's a
be random
mystery.
He's
details.
learning
To
as
or
we're
both of
learning.
us.
you can decide later what's actually. Okay.
Prove it.
Anyway.
Oh.
Where was I? Office.
Yes, we're.
So they sit me down at a long table to the right of the stairs, just and next to what appears to be some kind of cultists, because they've got the hoods and daggers and crap. So my sister starts grilling me about what happened out there, about the giant creature and all that.
Like a salmon. Being grilled.
Grilling me, yes.
He's being
Salmon.
grilled like
Flip
a
me
salmon.
halfway through, yeah.
Salmon. Her name was Officer Salmon.
So
Just kidding.
Sally Salmon.
sorry, reading
Were
ahead
there
a little
planks
bit.
of wood involved?
Pterodactyl.
Pterodon.
Thanks for sharing that.
That's terrible.
You're welcome.
So yeah, she starts grilling me about what happened, about the giant creatures, all that. I didn't tell her nothing because she's my sister. I was very defiant, snarky, like I don't have to tell you nothing. What are you gonna do? Take away my PlayStation?
Get out of my face, yo.
What are you gonna do? Take away my PlayStation? I love it. Little reality just kind of jumped in there.
This town, and you're like, what are you gonna do? Take my PlayStation away?
No. Go ahead.
And then you get angry, and so you just yell at some trees or something.
No, I can't play Crash Bandicoot.
So she starts grilling the cultist now, and in his dark red robes and hood and half mask. He's more willing to talk and is trying to convince her of the doom and the chaos coming. She doesn't believe a word of it. It appears that only me and a few others with powers can actually see the purple chaos floating around. She threatens me again as her partner, who has a weird animal face, takes my
That was very
PlayStation
professional.
memory card.
Oh my gosh. No!
Sorry, what happened?
The memory card got stolen from the PlayStation.
So they were playing good cop, bad cop, and the bad cop jacked my PlayStation memory card.
Because they really go for the throat, you know.
Yeah,
It's like I'm gonna ruin your marriage. You're like, whatever.
maybe losing all of
PlayStation,
your
no!
Spyro progress will make you talk.
Oh my! I just
I'm
keep reading
deleting
ahead a
data
little
as we speak.
bit. So he
You're gonna lose your progress on
So-
SimCity.
You can only use the first 4 players on Mortal Kombat now.
You have none of the costumes or special sessions that you've.
You're gonna have to re-earn
accumulated.
smoke. Or Goro.
So anyway, she threatened me again as a partner who has a weird animal face, takes my PlayStation memory
That's
card,
weird. Animal face?
and drops it into a vat of lava-like stuff, and it burns. And I said, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that."
Uh-oh, it's on now.
Get off my
And I
lawn.
jump at my sister and get her in a sleeper hold. She's squirming, and the rest of the officers trying to jump me. I'm super strong now, so this is all kind of pretend.
Accidentally broke her head. My bad.
So
Sorry, sister.
I guess I'm trying to get the cultist to trust me, and he noticed that there's something different about me, that I got powers. That's exactly how I wrote it down.
God's powers. As
know
I'm,
what? You
as
should
I'm
trust
holding
me
my
because I'm
sister in
very
a sleeper
powerful.
hold.
Power never corrupts. We know that.
So the officers, they set me back in my seat next to the cultist, who then starts to whisper over to me how he knows I'm different and I need to listen to him about the chaos. He tells me that all the other factions around the city are concerned with the chaos as well and are trying to do their own thing about it.
Oh gosh.
His cult is meeting at an old church down the road and that I should join them. So I...
You just got asked to join a cult in your
Yeah.
dream.
I hope it's led by Dave
You sure this
Ramsey.
isn't like
Oh,
like a memory?
it gets so
Just a
much better.
suppressed memory or
Oh
something?
no.
No, the cult is so much better from what I remember.
Okay.
All right, so I call the police chief and my
How
sister
many
over to
pages
talk.
is this? This
I forget to put in indentions and stuff, so it's just very, very long. I'd say I'm probably half to 2/3 through it now.
this is one 17,000 word sentence.
So I call the police chief and my sister over to talk. I explain that the giant demon has awoken and that we need the phoenix creature to defeat it. The police chief has a lion face, just like the guy that gave me my powers,
That checks out.
and seemed to believe me based on that connection.
Hey,
Oh,
you
that's-
look like a
that's
guy that knows
Lionel.
another
I
guy
know
with
that
a
guy,
lion
Lionel.
face.
Yeah, my cousin Lionel, of course.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So the police all geared up and started heading towards the island as if to buy me time. So we all took off from the station, kind of running together down the street. I noticed the cultist sneaked out and headed down to that church. Boy, I didn't spell very well.
Kirk.
So I decided to
Kirk.
follow him. One of my powers that I just found out is to become unnoticed when I want to. Not invisible, but nobody bothers to acknowledge my existence.
You just
Nice.
described most of my life.
Dude, if that's a superpower, Adam is like,
I got skills.
So I take off towards the church and I sneak in through a back window. The church is huge. It's almost stadium huge, but run down and full of dirt on the inside.
It's like South Korean Baptist Church.
Maybe.
when was the last time this place was vacuumed?
It's been a while.
So there's a lot of dirt on the inside. It's covering most of the walls and pillars. Oh, and the entire place is full of
The man
zombie
is-
skeletons, cultists, and 3 slick demon-looking dudes in suits near what looks to be an altar.
And these guys all get along with each other?
Apparently.
All right, cool.
So yeah, zombie skeletons.
I just imagine like in
cultists.
zoot suits and doing this.
Yeah, kind of
snapping
with
their
the
fingers and-
fedora
yeah,
hat.
the fedora hat.
They're like, oh, hey.
They were slick demon-looking dudes, as I described it.
Hey, man, you want to buy a new car?
So all the minions were standing and waiting on
Would you like to
something
buy some insurance?
something to happen with the demons up there. So I snuck through the crowd with my newfound power for nobody to notice me.
Yep.
And I made it to a window on the other side of the wall, and just kind of hung out on the windowsill, just kind of waiting to overhear whatever conversation the demons were having. They were trying to decide what to do about the chaos, and talking about what the other factions are planning. So when I made it to the other side, I heard one say, "Let's ask the king." And so they all three chanted something, and a giant skull formed out of the dirt around the altar.
Dirt skulls. Got it.
Yeah, kind of zombied up looking skull like the Crypt Keeper a bit.
No one's going to get that reference.
Little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
just a skull with, and it didn't have eyes apparently.
Of course not.
So it was. Yeah, describe it.
It
even
makes
further.
them harder
It was
to
probably
see.
about
Yeah, eyes
12
don't
feet
have
tall. So I looked at the nearest skeleton to me in the window and said, "Oh, this is gonna be good. I can tell." The
talking to a
the
skeleton.
skeleton twisted his skull to look at me for a second, nodded, and then turned back around.
Yeah, it should be good. the
does.
skeletons
Did it do the reverse
corroborate.
nod where it kind of tilts its head back like, yep.
Yeah, and then pops off and rolls down the hill.
So the demons bowed and talked to the skull kind of soft, so I couldn't really hear it. Then the skull made some thinking sounds like, really interesting. And then it
Let me think with my empty head.
kind of tilted back
Interesting.
like it was going to yell into the air and said, "We'll make this a night they'll never forget. Let's blow the lid off this joint and rock this town." So all the minions started cheering and started marching out the main doors of the church.
ZZ Top joined the
Nice.
band?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I ducked out the window I was next to and started running down the street towards the
Crazy
island.
About this semi-powered man.
The police had set up some sort of base camp at a park facing the island and the monster that was still stomping around and just picking up some big monsters and throwing them or kicking them or whatever, playing like a kid almost. So I reached the tent and I found my sister and the chief. And they were talking to one of the head demons in his suit and tie. He was explaining how they were going to perform a rock concert at the temple on the island and not to interfere with the parade of zombies and skeletons that's coming down
I
the
knew
street.
that rock and roll was of the devil.
I knew it. I knew it.
I don't know what good it would have done, but I really wanted to see this event.
They'd warned us for years.
And
But
that's
we
when I
didn't
woke up
listen.
from my dream.
Oh my gosh.
I did not
You
get to
missed
see
the concert.
skeleton zombie demon rock concert, which would be
Yes,
so
and Jack
freaking
Black was
sweet.
was like hosting the whole thing too. I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
I don't understand
Yep.
any of what happened just now.
So what's great about dreams is their stream of consciousness. So you go from like being super, worried about this monster on this monster island to like, hey, let's go to a rock concert, And somewhere in the middle, your sister pops in and wants to arrest you, and you can't. You're like,
Yes.
you're putting your sister in a headlock and saying, I don't want to talk to you, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me
Well, that's normal.
let me
That
point out
part
for
I
people that don't
understand.
know this, Corey does not have a sister.
Yeah, I've got 4 brothers.
This sister is a
That's funny.
fictitious character in the story.
Okay.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Reliving some
yeah. I mean,
old
I
memories.
I've been watching the recording, and your microphone didn't move at all once, so
Oh,
you may not have actually told that story.
Wow.
Oh,
You're kidding me.
Oh, hey, it just
No,
moved.
no, it's moving. It's moving. It's just so quick.
better be moving. Gosh.
It's moving a lot better now.
Your mom.
I don't know.
saying.
I've been moving around quite a bit, so maybe it's
Get off my lawn! Sorry, what?
yelling at trees, everyone.
So yeah, that was the thing we do, where Corey tells a story about a dream that he had at some point previously to now.
I always wondered, if you could have a superhero power, what superhero power you'd like to have, and I didn't think of this one until I came up in a dream, and that was not exactly flying, but being able to run really fast, jump in the air, and then almost like suspend yourself in air and keep on gliding, almost like you're on a surfboard or a skateboard or something like that, and just keep yourself inches off the ground, but just be able to hover. It was such a cool dream that I think I like that better than flying.
I have
Now
that
I think
dream all
about
the
it.
time. It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Well, what's funny is you just go, I think I can do it for longer this time, and then you just run and jump, and then you go even longer. So I don't know why that was more exciting than flying, but it just seemed like it was.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it was.
That's awful.
Nice. I hear music.
Oh, it was. Oh, I remember now. So,
It's
When
the 3D printer
Stop singing
doing
to
its
me,
little screeching
printer.
as it goes across the axis.
so when I first told my dad that this happened, he didn't quite believe me when I said. But this was when I was really young. I had this nightmare. I don't recall any part of the nightmare, but I remember when I woke
It's
up.
because you were asleep.
No, when I woke up from the nightmare, I could hear the television in the living room. I could feel my bed beneath me, but the visual part of my brain was still in the nightmare, and it took me I don't know how long, maybe 30 seconds for my sight to go back to normal to where I could see my room, and it slowly faded into purple, and then the purple faded into my room.
Chaos.
Yeah, purple. Now, here's the interesting tie-in. I think what sold me on it, though, what eventually made me believe that she was telling the truth was when it happened to me. I had an
gosh.
actual waking dream where I was
Purple
dreaming.
spiders.
Huh?
Wasn't it purple spiders?
Purple spiders.
Why is everything
No,
purple?
that's what I'm saying. It's really strange.
It's the color of
I was
dreams.
in my high school shower room in the locker room of our football area, and it was awful. I mean, it was always the worst place to shower. First of all, you're in front of people, which is not fun anyway. So, but then on top of that, I was pretty sure a couple of the guys were gay because they kept staring at people, and then they wanted to flip towels at you while you're naked and treat you weird.
In the
Anyway.
dream or in real life?
In real life. So it was already a creepy place to start with. But then I started to kind of see something out of the corner of my eye dropping down from the ceiling. And it was like an egg sac, for a spider. But it was as big as an ostrich egg. And so that creeped me out. And it was glowing purple. And it kept pulsating and throbbing. And so it eventually, you just see the spiders start to crawl out. And it's they're all little spiders, but they instantly get much bigger. And then I start to notice a bunch more of these pods, as they string down. And then I'm surrounded by spiders. I wake up, and I'm looking around the room in my bedroom, and I literally see purple spiders crawling all over the room, big as the size of a small dog, just climbing on everything. And I mean, I'm fully awake, but I'm still seeing it.
I may
from my
never
dream.
sleep again.
It was the most frightening thing. I literally, if I was 5 or 6, I probably would have wet the bed right then,
Yeah.
But I held most of my urine. But I'm just kidding.
In my hands.
In the QT cup next to my bed. But anyway, no. But it was the freakiest thing, and I literally had to look it up. I said, "Am I?" I think I Googled that night, "Am I losing my mind?" And 20 ways to find out.
Google said yes.
Google was very helpful in that way. It says seek medical advice and a psychological
Losing would be
advice.
past tense, so no.
No, you haven't. You've lost it. But yeah, no. They had a name for it. I still can't pronounce the way it's said.
Estonia.
No,
No, that's a country. No. Uruguay.
it's still
Still a country.
Still
Never mind.
country.
Okay, never mind. I got nothing.
La Paz, a city in Bolivia.
Oh. Get off my lawn.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could. I wish I had known to say that. They might have actually left right away. But as I blinked and let my mind kind of fully wake up, they did go away. But it was just so weird to be wide awake, being able to see all the features of my bedroom, but to see those purple spiders, and they were kind of frightening.
I occasionally fall just enough asleep to actually feel something biting off my toes while I'm laying in bed at night.
We need to spray your bedroom.
No. Not like biting
Oh, look,
my
it's a
skin.
mouse.
Like literally pinky toe gone. Like I can feel it, and I jerked myself to being awake again, and I check to make sure that my toes are there, and they're fine.
Well, when I was a kid, one time I fell asleep on the couch, and I had a dream that a snake was wrapped around my leg and actually bit me in the leg. I woke up and the cord from a lamp had wrapped around my leg in my sleep, and the
Awesome.
tip of it was actually poking into my leg. So it was a 2-pronger, just so you know, so that way it kind of matches up with the fangs.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with the tip.
Yep.
It's dangerous.
Someone offers you the tip, don't take it.
No,
They're gonna
no.
give you the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean the rest of the cord, maybe. The tip, no. Don't want it. Anyway, so
If the lamp had been on, I would have been less scared. It would have been plugged.
as is now the way that I want to end these podcasts of yelling at trees. Let us all yell at trees in unison. Ah! Get off my lawn!